Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another transfer roundup video. Today we've got a lot of news to get through, including some stuff relating to Arsenal. This is very exciting, right? We've made a horrible start, but now maybe we're going to get a few players in. One of those players that is being linked right now, and as you're watching this, it might be a done deal. Odegaard is apparently on his way to Arsenal, signing a deal until 2026. That is a long contract, although it's 2021. To me, 2026 just sounds so far away, but actually it's 5 years. 35 million is the reported fee. I can get behind that. That is not too bad at all. I'm recording this about 12 hours or so before the video goes up, so it might already be a done deal. If it is, I am going to be excited about it. It seems very likely at this point that he is going to be the player coming in ahead of Maddison. It doesn't look like that deal is going to be going anywhere, so it seems we are going for our original number one target. I've heard all the reports that Arteta really wanted Odegaard back, and they've waited. They've waited, and finally, it looks like he's not going to be making it into the Real Madrid squad. They haven't registered his number. He hasn't been training with them. It's their loss. It's hopefully our gain. I love Odegaard. I thought he did really well on loan with us, and we're going to get him back for a permanent signing, £35 million. Also, it seems Ramsdale is very close to signing for Arsenal as well. We could have a very busy 48 hours or so. It does seem like this is going to be announced after the Odegaard deal. £24 million. You're probably thinking, wait, what? We were talking 30, 35 million not so long ago. The latest I heard is that talks completely broke down because we were so far apart on the fee. However, apparently we were talking to, I think it was Barcelona for Neto, and I guess Sheffield United realised, actually, maybe we should sell, even if it is for a little bit less. They are now obviously in the Championship. They're going to have to recover some of the money they're going to lose by not being in the Premier League, and he is one of their biggest assets. Whether you like it or not, Ramsdale is a young English goalkeeper with already quite a lot of experience. And a lot of experience in getting relegated, which is great for us. You know, relegation battle fodder, that's what we are these days. But the price has gone tumbling down. Apparently 24 million up front with add-ons going up to around 28, I think is the figure, is enough. So what do I think about this deal? I hear you ask. I don't know. I feel like Ramsdale is one of those signings where it could be a massive £24 million flop. Because, yes, he's been relegated, I think, 3 times in his career. However, £24 million in this day and age for potentially a future international goalkeeper. I mean, it could happen. He could play for England. He could be one of the main England players for the next 10 years. You just don't know. He could suddenly blow up out of nowhere. He's obviously a homegrown talent, which goes towards the regulation that Premier League clubs have. It could be an absolute bargain if you look back in 3 or 4 years. I think it seems very clear that Leno is no longer trusted as the number one signing or number one goalkeeper for the future, maybe for this season, and Ramsdale comes in as a backup, and then maybe Ramsdale will take over. I don't know. He's definitely better with his feet than Leno, but I wouldn't say he's a better goalkeeper, you know, in general. So I'm not really sure about the thoughts behind this, but clearly he's a target that Arsenal really want, and they're making it happen. So fair play. In terms of outgoings, we've only got one player that has actually left the club so far. I mean, when you consider we've still got Torreira, Kolasinac, Bellerin, Lacazette/Aubameyang, you know, some of these guys should be gone. Willock is the first player to leave this season. 29.4 million euros, I should say. I've accidentally put a pound sign there. It is 29.4 million euros. So it's around, I believe, 25.5 million pounds, something like that. I was gutted when I saw this news, but then I thought that is pretty much almost covering the Odegaard deal. And what I would say is it's potentially going to work out a win-win. Willock's going to get more game time. I don't think he was going to get into our squad ahead of Saka, Smith Rowe, and any incoming attacking midfielder. So he's going to play lots of minutes at Newcastle, and it worked out so well for him before. And it's a win for Arsenal that he's almost covering the entirety of the fee to get Odegaard in, who's got way more experience. I would argue has a higher ceiling in terms of his potential, and he offers something a little bit different. to Joe Willock. I think Willock is a fantastic player for the future, a threat going forward, but he's not as creative. That's my feeling. And what do we lack at Arsenal? A creative midfielder. And I really do believe that Willock would not have impacted the team in any time soon. I feel like Odegaard is a better option, and he's only a little bit older. So I can kind of get behind this. I wish Willock all the best. And you know what? I hope there's some sort of buyback clause or first refusal clause, because if he does go on to be the next great Cam, then yeah, hopefully we can get him back. But best of luck to him. Now, let's move away from Arsenal. We've got those out of the way. We do have a previous Arsenal target. Today it was announced he has signed for Juventus, 35 million euros. It's a loan deal with an obligation to buy. Basically, they don't want to pay the money now. They want to pay it in a year. Locatelli's a fantastic player. He was instrumental in a couple of those Italian games in the Euros. He was always going to get that big move away from Sassuolo, and it was always going to be Juventus. And I'm kind of sad that this has happened. I genuinely thought we would get Locatelli when you heard all the rumours, but during the Euros, you could see he's too good for us. He is. He was always going to go to Juventus, so again, best of luck to him, and I'm sure he'll absolutely kill it. Also, we've got another move, another player going to a Serie A team. We have Dumfries to Inter Milan, also had a fantastic Euros. 12.5 million euros. I mean, Arsenal need a right back, and I'm sorry to go on about Arsenal again, but this is the reason I want to talk about Dumfries. This guy would have been perfect. We need a right back. We need someone who's physical. I think he also seems a bit of a leader on the pitch, even though he's so young, or young-ish. For 12.5 million euros, that is worth a punt, surely. Now, whether we were looking into it or not, I don't know. Would he have chosen Arsenal? Probably not. Inter can offer a lot more. But it does make you wonder what is going on there. Everyone could see that Dumfries was a quality player, and he's gone to Inter, so we've missed out on that one. Really would have loved him to join Arsenal. I think he would be great. He can play in a 3 at the back system as the right wing back. He can play as a normal right back. You can even probably get away with playing him at right mid if you really wanted to, or even centre back, because he's got the physical attributes. Now we're going to move on to a Schalke legend. Who recognises this guy's face and his name? This is Jolis, the Greek player. He was huge in my Schalke career mode. He's now a Premier League player. I think it happened about a week ago, so it's quite late, this news. But I had to talk about this. 11.5 million euros. He does look like a future star. But of course, he hasn't played in a top league yet. This is his chance at Norwich. A great team for something like that. Is he going to shine? I really hope so. He'll be playing on that left wing. Maybe he'll end up playing down through the middle a little bit as well. Who knows? But really exciting times for Norwich. They're finally back in the Premier League after a year or two. And I think they've got a better chance this time. They've got a lot more experience in that team. The manager will know what it was like to get into the Premier League and then get relegated. And they're back. And I hope they do well this season. Another move within the Premier League. This was a bit of an emergency signing for Leicester. Of course, Fofana, awful tackle in pre-season, had his leg snapped, and he's out for at least, I think, 9 months. So pretty much almost the entire season. So they've had to dip into the transfer market and bring in a new centre-back. Vestergaard from Southampton was their choice. 17.6 million euros, which, funnily enough, they've already invested into another player we'll talk about in a moment. But can I just say, this is an insane bit of business. Vestergaard is not only one of the tallest centre-backs in the Premier League, which offers you something different, he is also very, very experienced. He's an international player, and you could argue in the absolute peak of his career. I really rate this signing. I really do. If we had made this signing, I would have been like, wow, okay, interesting. Leicester have pulled off a great deal here. Less than 20 million for such an experienced player. It's definitely Southampton's loss and Leicester's gain, but like I said, they've invested that money already. They've spent 17.7 million bringing Armstrong to Southampton. It's a good deal, this, and he's already scored on his debut. He will be scoring a lot of goals this season for Southampton because he's going to be their main outlet. They've lost Danny Ings to Aston Villa. I truly believe Southampton are going to struggle this season, but he will be one of their hopes. They have to get him in good positions to score. Otherwise, it's going to be very tough for Southampton. And I'm going to say it now, I think they're going to be in the relegation battle this season. I think they're going to really struggle. we'll see. They were okay on the opening weekend game, but of course they still lost in the end, even though they started off so well. But I hope Southampton stay. I would be gutted if they got relegated. But outside of transfers, we have a post here by Ronaldo. I'm sorry if you can't really read what he has said on Instagram here. It's kind of chopped off at the top there. Basically, there's been a lot of talk that Ronaldo might end up at PSG or even go back to Real Madrid. Ancelotti himself has had to come out and say, it's disrespectful, we're not talking about it, he's not a Real Madrid player, let's just leave it at that. They're looking to the future, is what he said. And Ronaldo has come out, having spent, I guess, the last few weeks just reading nonsense in the papers. Guys, he's not going to PSG. He's not going to Real Madrid. He will play at Juventus next season, I'm pretty sure, unless something crazy happens in the next few days, next week or so, because the window is shutting soon. And although I would absolutely love to see Ronaldo and Messi in the same team, imagine next season, for example, their final seasons at the very top. They both play at PSG. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Messi on the right, Ronaldo on the left with Mbappe, Neymar, who knows? That the rumour is that if Ronaldo was to go to PSG, then Mbappe would go to Real Madrid. I believe that could happen, but it's not going to happen. He's basically said in his statement that it's all a load of rubbish, that he's just focused on what he's doing. He doesn't really clear anything up other than it's mainly rumours. He's just focused. He doesn't say anything about staying with Juventus. So definitely one to keep your eyes out for. This is going to be an interesting final, 15 days? Not even that. 13 days left of the window. Just under 2 weeks. Is Ronaldo going to be going anywhere? But the biggest news, of course, is Martin Odegaard to Arsenal. Really excited for this deal because he is a player that we can get some good use out of. £35 million as well is, I think, a very, very good amount of money to pay for a player that's still 22 years old. Just remember that. He's 22. It feels like he's been around for about 10 years. He's still so young. He's got well over, 200 appearances in his career so far? Probably more than that. I might be way off. He's a captain for Norway. This guy, I honestly believe he can come good for us. I would have loved Maddison, but if this is the player we get, which looks like it's happening, we get behind him. Same with Ramsdale. It's not his fault he's being touted worth 24 million. We get behind the new signings, and let's just hope that on Sunday against Chelsea we can pull something off. But guys, thank you for watching. Again, I'm recording this live on stream. If you guys ever want to be in my streams while I make videos and stuff, it's great fun. You get to see some behind the scenes. Then click the link down in the description and come and follow me. But I'll be back again, I guess, maybe next week for another transfer roundup. And then, of course, deadline day will be a big one as well.